Greetings. My name is Jennifer Spaeth, and I recently did a presentation at the CAIS Southern Regional Conference 2014, and there were a few things that I showed participants how to do, and I'm just making a little video to kind of show the same things and send out the link. So my main purpose is to help teachers think about structures that they could set up so that it's once they have students turn in work on Google Docs, it's easy for them to find it, and a way that they can also share assessments with students that will entail a lot less paper printing. Basically, and also structures for students to kind of collaborate with each other. So I'm going to do multiple videos. This is the first one where I'm just going to show the basics of how to share a folder and a file. So up here I can go to this create button and I can create a folder, and I'm just going to call this folder, like, I actually have a naming protocol for my students, so I do it that the year that they're going to graduate, and if they have a particular section, we have like a section A, section B, so I put that in there so I know which section they're in, and then just their name. Um, and that's actually, this is the name that I have them name the folder. So this is if they were making a folder and sharing it with me, or if you were going to make a folder and share it with them. But let me show you how to go about that. So I create it, and then this folder shows up here. So here's this folder that ideally this is the folder that you'll see when I explain later. The students make folders they share with me. So say I was the student Jenny, I would make a folder like this, and then I would come here, click on this little thing, and I would go to my sharing. I can either go here to share, or I think I can click on this button as well. Same thing happens. And then you type in, so if I was the student, I'd be typing the teacher name in here. So say I have a teacher named Adam. I would put it in there, and I have the students share it with me so that, in fact, I have editing privileges on that folder and anything in that folder. So now it's shared. I'm going to click done. And again, I as the student would go into this folder and make subfolders. So once I've clicked on this, and you can see here the pathway, I'm in the folder that I made that I've shared with the teacher, I can then create other folders inside there. I could create a folder called notebooks, or I could create a folder called, it's taking a little bit of time, it'll get there. I could create a folder called textbook summaries, or anything else that that might, let's try that again, it didn't work. Create a folder, let's call it notebooks again. There we go, now it worked. Okay, so because this, as you can see, this folder exists inside this folder, it's automatically shared with the teacher that I had shared this folder with. So I can make a, look, it did it twice now. I can make a bunch of them. I'm going to delete that one, goodbye. Okay, and I'm in here, and maybe I'd make a folder, and maybe it would be test corrections. That's a good one. We have that. I have that too. So I'm creating categories that I as a teacher would go in, and if I was Adam, I would go in later and be able to find, well, where did Susie put that test correction that she shared with me that I have to give her credit for? And it would be there. So this is basically, it's, you know, how to do the folders themselves. If I click on test corrections, so now you can see my path. Drive, you know, here's the students, here's the test correction folder, and now I could create a document in here. Say I had, you know, needed to do some test corrections. I could create this, and I could say, oh, this was the maybe this was the chemistry test, and then I would say, you know, here was my question and my answer. Maybe I would also have the incorrect answer that I had given and the correct answer, and then maybe it would whatever it had. Anyhow, so now you can see I've made a file, and when I close it, because I was in that folder when I made it, this document now exists in that folder. So that's the basics of the just sharing files and folders pieces in terms of the student sharing it with the teacher. I will now make a new video that's going to talk just more about showing you the exact structures that I use.